to Trade News once again. U.S. defense officials alarmed by North Korea missile launch. This could be bad for us. According to two U.S. defense officials, the latest missile test by North Korea has possible potential of being used against the United States. CNN.com reports. Two U.S. defense officials told CNN Monday that the rocket engine North Korea tested Sunday could possibly be used in an eventual intercontinental ballistic missile. The officials added that it is still not clear whether the engine would require some adjustment to be used in an ICBM, if it can indeed be used that way at all, noting that the Pentagon is still analyzing the test. Possession of an intercontinental ballistic missile could allow North Korea to threaten the continental United States. ICBM technology is considered difficult to develop, with advanced rocket design being a necessary step. The engine had been camouflaged under netting prior to the test. There is a major effort underway to keep track of North Korea's mobile launchers. North Korea is going ever more batshit crazy by the day. Look at this guy. You could tell. It's funny how his country's starving to death and he's fatter than ever. But take a look at this guy. You could tell he's gone. He's gone. There's no one upstairs. Watch out, Trump. The presidential hopeful is surging in popularity. It's not what you think, though. Marine Le Pen is surging in popularity and might overthrow President Trump from his throne of major left upset if she wins. Well, you can be damn certain that the Dutch election was not won by Geert Wilder, or Wielder, however you pronounce it, unfortunately. That was upsetting, however. Maybe this is the chance the right needed to get their shit together in Europe, to realize, look, the left has rallied once again. They don't want to lose their power, but they will if Marine Le Pen wins. The European Union, the failed project will crumble, the house of cards will collapse, which is exciting. 2016 and 2017 might very well ramp up to be the two biggest years for the next millennia to come. From the Daily Mail, the top candidates in France's volatile presidential election go head-to-head in a televised debate tonight, with the polls showing independent Emmanuel Macron and far-right leader Marine Le Pen pulling away from the pack 5 weeks before the first round. Opinion Lab reports that the latest tracking poll has Le Pen on 27%, with Macron on 23%, and the scandal hit Francois Fillon on 18%. The socialist candidate Benoit Hamon is far behind on 13%, with far-left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon on 12%. So the left is losing ground. And although I was upset about the Dutch election, I noticed something very important. That Geert Wilder's party, the Freedom Party, is now in second place, which hasn't happened for a very long time. The ability to even grasp the second place in a country like that, or an area like the Dutch lands, is nothing short of impressive. He didn't win this time, he will next time, but Marine Le Pen has a real shot at doing this and bringing the European Union down with it. So our prayers are with her. Analysis. Mainstream media is complicit in censoring right-wing, and you'll never believe their excuse. Well, even though my channel is very small, it's not even a blip on the radar, basically, not yet anyway, but I have actually experienced my own form of censorship already. So it's not surprising. I experienced it on Facebook and here on YouTube. A recent analysis has detailed how the mainstream media is using trolling as an excuse to promote censorship of right-wing websites from search engines. The mainstream media is using trolling as an excuse. From Free Market Shooter, it all seemed innocuous enough, filtering search results, using national security as the guise for doing so, but later that day, The Intercept detailed exactly where the program was heading next: censorship. Anti-free speech, anti-guns. They're never going to stop people. They are never going to stop. The evil that would seek to destroy our civilization will never stop, ever. From the beginning of time, there has always been the darkness, and there has always been the light. Always. Ross Frenet, co-founder of Moonshot, said his company and Jigsaw are now working with funding from private groups, including the Gen Next Foundation, to target other violent extremists, including the hard right. Violent extremists are all on the left. Last time I checked, the marchers in the street and the people getting beat up are by leftist extremists, not the right. Although if the right wanted to be extreme, you can bet your ass we could be. And it was actually the right who won the war for America in the first place, so you're damn right we can be. We are very conscious, as our own organization, and I know Jigsaw are, that is violent extremism is not solely the problem of one particular group, Frenet said. Of course, the mainstream media made sure to help boost the claims. The Guardian posted an analysis a few months later detailing the tricks that the right-wing groups have implemented for the goal of widespread dissemination of misinformation, which appears to be much more like a baseless continuation of the Zender's fake news list that made headlines shortly beforehand. In the past, when a journalist or academic exposed one of these algorithmic hiccups, humans at Google quietly make manual adjustments in the process that neither transparent nor accountable. At the same time, political motivated third parties, including the alt-right, a far-right movement in the United States, use a variety of techniques to trick the algorithm and push propaganda and misinformation higher up Google's search rankings. And just recently, the gut punch came. Google announced it was implementing review teams with the outside contractors known as quality raters to flag terms that could be deemed to be upsetting, offensive to viewers. In other words, it is relying on bots to flag content as right biased so it can be moved down in its search rankings. Google is trying to improve the quality of its search results by directing review teams to flag content that might come across as upsetting or offensive. I like to notice their keywords when they say something. It's usually the opposite, if not all the time. So if it's upsetting and offensive, it's probably enjoyed by the public. It's just upsetting and offensive to them. Everything they talk about is about them, not us. So whenever they talk about upsetting people, they're not talking about us. They never have been, nor will they ever. This is a control weapon system designed to shut us down and dehumanize us. With the change, content with racial slurs could now get flagged under a new category called upsetting offensive, so could content that promotes hate or violence against a specific group of people based on gender, race, or other criteria. While flagging something doesn't directly affect the search results themselves, it's used to tweak the company's software so that better content ranks higher. This approach might, for instance, push down content that is inaccurate or has other question attributes, thereby giving prominence to trustworthy sources. So they openly admit at censoring an ideology that doesn't fit their analysis. Dangerous road ahead. Dangerous road. The internet must always, now and always, remain free if we wish to win the war.